Hello, welcome. Come on in, everybody. Let's connect. And thank you for those who watch the replay. So thank you very much. Just waiting for a few people to come on in. So those who are joining me for the first time, my name is Mary June Tracy. I'm a psychic medium, spiritual love of life coach, and an astrologer. Coming in each day, bringing you the 411 of the crazy astrology or the crazy cosmos and the shenanigans of the planets and what they have to bring for us. Now, I'm hoping everybody's getting a good feed, especially on Periscope. I know the last few days on Periscope, it's been bumpy. It's been bumpy on Periscope. And if it's been bumpy on, there you go, I'm going to share this out to let people know I am on and just generating because I know it seems fine today. Awesome. Beautiful. So, because I know sometimes there has been a lot of censorship in the last few days on things that you can and cannot say on Facebook and on YouTube. So sometimes, even though I'm not a big fish in the sea, right? I'm not have 10 million followers or what have you, or 10,000 followers, but little things that you say sometimes gets you where your information doesn't get out there, or they don't activate people to see the notification. So that's the other thing, and that's why a lot of channelers and a lot of either astrologers and that are now going on to their onto a private station because of the censorship that's going on out there right now, which is totally crazy. So, but let's get into some of the energies today. And it's about setup. This is setup, man. People are going to get sick of being censored. Social media is going to change. Oh, hugely. There's one that's called Parler, and I'm looking into it today. I'm going to be looking into Parler today, and because it's not censored and it's not, quite a few people that I know have gone over to Parler and have started to post and everything in Parler. So that's that's the place where I'm going to probably inch over to is Parler. Instagram is still pretty good. And also, Periscope's been good to me, man. I'm still sticking with Periscope, right? Good morning. Because Periscope's been, it's one area where it isn't censored to a degree. It doesn't have that censorship that other social medias do, which is really scary and sad. But you know what? All of that, if you are wanting to join me on December 28th, the peek into 2021, it is on sale this weekend only for $50. It is regular $75, but it's $50 this weekend, and you receive a mini reading with this. It's live on Zoom. It will be recorded, but I will be talking about the specific dates of the Uranus square Saturn, and what that will mean and what that's going to bring for you. Also giving you the up-to-date on when Mercury will be going retrograde throughout the year and the other retrogrades that will be happening. Plus, we're going to have 3 solar eclipses in a row again. So we have some really major, powerful energies that are coming in for next year. And next year is a year that's going to bring in a lot of financial issues. There's going to be a lot of other things that are going to be coming in. Plus, it's also going to be a very innovative year of new thinking, new ways of activating yourself and bringing that activation into what you are wanting to do. Hence, that leads us into today with the Balsamic Moon. Because what is happening now with the energies leading up to this solar eclipse, a total solar eclipse, and the grand conjunction on the winter solstice, this grand conjunction, and it's all a huge setup of us going forward into where we're going to do. And today we have the moon, Juno, and Venus all conjuncting in Scorpio. This is a very beautiful, beautiful conjunction because that's three pivotal goddesses, right, that are coming in. Starting to shift a lot, coming into myself more so as I'm ready for 2021. Yeah, exactly. I hear you. I hear you, Candace. I'm right along with you. And this is where you will find, especially today, and with this balsamic moon, this is huge perspective. This is huge of the old, like, you know, if you're still trying to make something work from the old paradigm, thinking this is the way we got to do it. It's not. It's not. It's hard to explain how we're slipping into this newness. This is almost where I was listening to an astrologer from Spain, and she was saying that this is BC, before, you know, like, you know, it used to be before Christ. Now she's calling it before COVID, and we're entering into the IC, the interim of COVID, and we're going to be going into the AC, the after COVID. And I thought that was very funny what she was saying that, because it's so true. Right? So we're activating, we're moving into this nuances and this newness, and the changes that are coming forward, this newness that is coming forward, and especially with the air. Now, with a lot of these conjunctions that were happening, especially with the Jupiter-Neptune, I've told you, or Jupiter-Saturn conjunction, we have to remember is that we haven't had that conjunction in 800 years in there. So this is significant. This is so much happening all together, all of this energy happening around us, right? And this, as it's happening, as this evolution is happening for us, we are having to come in and what we are ready to change emotionally, right? So there's a lot of emotional change that is coming in. So this is major. And with the moon, Juno, and Venus, they're sextiling over to the bad boys. And one of those bad boys, Jupiter, Juno's married to. Right? And she's with the goddess of love, which is Venus, and she's with the triple goddess, the moon. So here's this energy of this feminine sextiling over to the energy of the masculine. And believe it or not, Capricorn is actually a feminine sign. As we, you know, of that feminine energy. It's considered feminine. And this is where we're coming forth. We're coming forth into this evolution of change and opening up doors. And even though with the South Node in Sag, you know, as I said the other day, there's a gate. There's a gate in the back. You just have to go through the gate. You have to go through these doors. This is where we, you know, if you're feeling like, oh, I still have to redo this, or I have to do this, this is like, no, we're ready to take off. We're ready to fly. We're going to be finding that a lot of things that we have been doing or we've been having to do are no longer going to be there. And where we feel, where it's like, I'm just thinking it's funny because because I've been dealing with the insurance company with the accident my daughter had, and he was mentioning that they're, you know, paying money for what? Paying money for what? Well, I'm like, well, I'm paying money because it's paying off a loan and all of this that had to get done. But it's like many times we're paying out to something, and we're not. It's just, we're just giving money. It's just like we're giving money here, there, and everywhere. And that's not going to be going forward, right? So there's this activation and change that's happening. And especially when it comes around where for us, it is this consumerism. We're not becoming consumers anymore. We're becoming more of a conscious being of creators. We are becoming the creators. And we're stepping into that creating form. Because one thing 2020 is showing us is that we don't need all this shit. You know, and I bet you, and there's so many people this year have bought real Christmas trees because they're going back to the old way, going back to the simpler way of saying, you know what, I don't need this. I need to bring in something new. I want to create a nuance. And this energy that's coming in is bringing us to see the new perspective, so that we could step into it and move away from the old, move away from what no longer is in that alignment with us. And it's taking us, and especially, and part of this is like the galactic point is just, it's almost there, it's coming in with this new moon, opening us up. It's like this highway, it's opening up, and it's beautiful, and I keep seeing pink, so I painted, or is it, this is my painting I did yesterday, I still haven't done, I just put it up, but the background's dark, but there's these pink trees in front with snow on it, and this is where it's like, wow, you know what, we got to bring in this nuances. Yes, you can bring in this nuances. Okay, close my door because uncles have that. Bring these nuances of energy in, and bringing that in, right? And the color I keep on seeing is pink, this pink color, right? And this pink keeps coming forward. And as this energy is coming forward, I'm getting jittery on my scope here. Okay, now I'm back. As this energy is coming forward for this highway, I can see the changes that are coming in. And that's that beautiful galactic point that is saying, okay, we're opening, and as we're going through this, it's like going through a tube. It's going through a tube, and this tube of energy, it's a tube of energy that's taking us and teleporting us into this newness. And the world outside might be crazy, but I feel like last night, believe it or not, I was up till, like, everybody went to bed early last night. It was crazy. So everybody was in bed. And I just got up and I cleaned. I mopped the floors. I cleaned the bathroom. I straightened out. I dusted the living room. And I just had to clean. I just had to get anything that was no longer a part or anything. I just had to push it out, right? And bringing it in, bringing in this energy. And as I was doing it, I kept on seeing the pink is the color of the galactic sacral. Yes, it is. I forgot about that, Candace. Thank you for that reminder. Totally forgot about that. That's so cool. Huh. You do things and you just have sometimes you're doing it and you just like don't realize what that connection is, and you're just like, holy fuck. Bringing that connection in, and as I'm doing it, I just want it to bring in a freshness. So I brought in this freshness last night, and the changes, I cleansed and cleared my my altars this morning, and there's a few other things that I got to cleanse and clear. But this is what it is. It's like there are parts that are moving away. And that moon that we had in Libra was a connection point. Who were you connecting with during that moon in Libra? Who was that connection? And who did you reach out to? Was there, and I never thought about it until I was, thinking, going through the horoscope and going through the astrology. And I went, holy, yeah. You know what? I just made some new connections with with people in New York. I reached out to them because I want to learn something. And, next Friday I have an orientation. I was invited to the orientation, and it was because I've been working with a woman in Scotland. And this woman in Scotland, Reverend Gail, and talking to her opened up such new doorways for me. And really activated some really beautiful energy between my heart and my hara, and opening and creating my cauldron, to reaching out to these people in New York. And it's I have to look into it deeper to see if that's in my alignment to be doing this, because I'm looking into becoming an interfaith reverend and studying to become an interfaith reverend and stepping into that. And that's something totally, and it's not just like signing up on the internet and you're ordained. This is about taking a course of study, of learning, of being open to different forms of thought. And I feel like this is really an activation for me of stepping into this new highway and stepping in. And I love it, and it's beautiful because, my example was because I didn't want to get religiously, and Gail is such a beautiful, beautiful little fairy. And I think she's a Gemini too. She's a lovely little fairy, but she's bringing in story, and she brings in this energy, and she's stepping into the very divine feminine energy, and coming in with the energies of the pagan, right? And bringing that energy forth with the Yule, with the cycle of the year, and bringing in the wheel of the year and how that means to her. So I find that very fascinating, and still doing what she's doing and performing weddings and christenings and initiations and different things of the bit. And I'm like, that's where I want to go and create it and bring it and integrate it into my everyday world. And the thing is that for me, stepping in and reaching out and doing that is bringing in these nuances of change, bringing in a change that in my mind, as a young child, I never thought I could do because of the religious upbringing. And this is now opening up, and it's saying, wow, there's going to be some really emotional changes that are going to be coming for us. And we're going to feel some of them today. And we're going to feel them as we go into, the weekend. So this is, I'm excited for this energy. I'm excited for 2021. I'm excited and I'm scared at the same time. Like, 'cause I know some of the things the craziness that I can see that's going to be happening. But there's also where there's this undercurrent that can create such beautiful things. And I know so many people are afraid of the vaccine and of this and of that. And I feel you have to go with what you feel. Don't get caught up in what everybody's saying out there. Do your own investigation of what you know is true. Right? Do your own investigation. Do what you need to do, what is right for you and your family. Don't be pressured by what other people are saying. If you feel the vaccine's right for you and your family, cool, then you do it. If you feel it's not right for you and your family, then cool, don't do it. This is where you got to come into the middle. And this is where the energy is saying we got to come into the middle, because we are reaching out into our new soul families and reaching out into and creating that community, which is Aquarius, right? This isn't the age of Aquarius, just an FYI. This is not the age of Aquarius. Planetary alignment do not make an age. They can make an activation, but they can't make the age. The age is totally different. The age has to do with the equator and the wobble of the earth and the whole bit. I explained that a couple of days ago. So that is but we are entering into an activation of transformation and change. This is an activation and bringing in that activation. And that activation is very important for us all. And we know as for this whole year has been an activation for us all, right? Scientists research in Australia found HIV in COVID-19 vaccinations. See, you got, this is why you have to do your research. I personally, I'm not for the vaccine. I'm not, but I know people who are, and I'm just like, that's fine. That's fine, but I'm not, right? So, and that's why it's like you got to look at who's giving the vaccine and companies and all of that kind of stuff. I'm going to take a sip of coffee. Got a big one today. I spoiled myself today. I got a 5-shot venti, which I always get. So I get 5 shots of espresso, and it's an Americano misto. So that's what I usually get today. I got a 5-shot Americano misto with eggnog. We won't be not fused on other people. Yeah. But it is something. And we got to look at it. It's like we have to also, we're, taking a stand that we're going to be finding that this is where we don't want to be gaslighted and forced to do something because, somebody's saying, well, you can't do this unless you do this. And I'm just like, oh, well, that's, I mean, I look at concerts and I look at all, we're getting off topic. I look at concerts and everything else like that. And when I look at that, man, people have gone to concerts and they've with, I don't know, colds, flu, pneumonia, everything else. But this is where the soul is being activated for us in bringing in the changes that we need as a soul group. And I think the light always wins. It does. It's just going through these changes. Yeah, and it's that forcedness, it's that forcefulness, right? So, but as I said, I know today is great and the, bringing it in, but I also know with the energies, this is what they do. This is what they do. It's like, oh, today is a great day. Feel good because you know what? There's a lot of shit coming down the highway just now. So you better be prepared. So we're preparing you today to go and open those doors and be happy and smiley and boost yourself up because when it really happens, you're not going to be feeling as much. So that's where I feel this is happening. But there's with this is also this solar eclipse is going over South America and going down into that area. So that is really going to be an interesting effect because we know that's an activation point. So when, there's something that's going to be activated there. And with solar eclipses, you don't see things for 3 days to 6 months. So March 18th, I got March 18th. Ooh, I think it's March 18th. That we will feel like some of the stuff coming in of what has happened in December. And if we think of what happened into December of last year, we didn't get the effects of that eclipse till March. And the other thing that we have to be aware of is when the Saturn goes into Aquarius, the last time when it did in March of last year, bang, transformation, change, shutdowns, boom, 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 boom. So this is going to be interesting because it goes into on the 17th, 16th, 17th. It goes in to Aquarius. And Saturn's one of the co-rulers, but it's on February 17th when he does the square to his father. And this is a 3/4 square. That means that it's the last square with the two of them. So this is the last square. And in completing a cycle, right? Because we go quarter, 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 quarter. They've already done a 3/4 one of activation. And the closing one is in 2035, I believe, where it's just like they're conjunct. So this is closing. So there's no turning back. We can't turn around. We got to keep going, baby. We've gone 3/4 of the way, and this is coming into ending of an Earth cycle of 200 years, entering into a cycle of air of 800 years. So fuck. I mean, we really chose a time to be born. We really chose a time to activate. We chose a time of transformation, and where we reach so much in our lives right now, that this is such a nuances of energy that's coming in. So crazy, baby. So my peek into 2021, it's on sale till Sunday midnight for $50 if you are wanting it. I'm putting items up on the auction. So I'm going to be putting readings. I'm going to be putting up the spell casting up there. There's a couple others that I'm going to be putting up at least about 5 things on the auction. They will be up for auction until Saturday midnight. So I'm putting these items up. There's going to be some specials and sales that are on. And I'm going to be putting up, so a few items up there on the auction. They're going to stay up there, and I will look at them on Sunday morning. So this gives people time to bid. The auction will be there, and I'll look at them Sunday morning, and then we'll proceed from there. I'm changing up the auction. Just like everything else, it's got to change. It's got to change. And somebody suggested to me if I could do put up a few items each month up for auction, and go from there. And I'm just like, whoa, okay, that's a whole new concept. That's a whole new concept. Woo, something new to put into my cauldron and stir it around, you know. But yes, everything will be okay. It's just a huge tidal wave that's going to be hitting us for 2021, neither good nor bad, but it is a tidal wave. So, and bringing that in, and we're in very Neptunian energy. So this is very Neptunian. This isn't Uranian energy right now, because Neptune is squaring the nodes, and we're going to feel that full activation coming in the next month or so. But that Neptune is squaring the nodes, and as it's squaring the nodes, it's bringing in new thought, new ways of doing it. Gemini and Sagittarius is all about learning. You know, Gemini is about the schooling. What are we going to learn? What are we going to find out? Looking at new things, new technology, boom, boom, boom. Sagittarius is about the higher learning. Where else can we stretch out? Where else can we go? Where can we bring that passion? And the South Node is there. It's like where we can get stuck. We can get stuck in the old ways, old patterns of thoughts and belief systems, where we're trying to go into new thoughts, new belief systems, and new ways of looking at things, and bringing in this divine cosmic events that are going to come in. And really, you know, a lot of this is just going to hit us. A lot of people are just going to get hit up the side of the head. But that's fine. Sometimes we need a hit up the side of the head. So I'm going to send you guys off with such beautiful, loving pink vibrations, and sending you off with so much cosmic love. And may the Lord and the Lady watch over and bless each and every one of you. Bring in that cosmic vibe. Bring in that beauty that is you, so that you can transcend into the next level of ascension where we are all going. Blessed be everybody, and we will talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Blessings.